How do we handle dealing with someone who is consistently righteous about a scenario? I see this a lot with couples where each one of them believes a particular way of doing something, and they will defend it to death. And they will tell each other that their way is right. And it is hard for them to negotiate and come to see that some other way may also be okay for them. I've also had the experience of people coming to me, hiring me, wanting to hear how I can show them and to have some skills. But even as I say the skills, that they will resist it and they don't want to hear it. It's very dear to them that the way they are doing something, although it's not working for them, that it needs to be handled with care and not just negated. So how do we handle that? One of the things that I've noticed is in front of other people becoming righteous, maybe we also become righteous. Maybe we take on the same kind of mirroring, and then it's two people who've become righteous. It's as if the other person puts their foot down and says, that's just the way it is, maybe our way of protection is also just to say, oh yeah, it's my way also, and this is the way it is. Or if I give in to yours because there's no other way, then I would be losing power or losing the game, or I would feel inferior. So what I've noticed, especially with long-term relationships, such as marriages, working together, family members, good friends who really enjoy each other's relationship and want to continue, is that whenever I found that there's a part of me that now withholds also, and I'm getting frustrated because I'm not being heard, to also look at maybe I'm not listening, maybe I'm not hearing. And sometimes they would even say, but you're not hearing me. You're not letting me talk. And then I have to stop. And I'm like, you're right. I'm not letting you talk. And I'm not listening. Well, how's that going to go far if I'm not willing to listen? And then yet what I do is to let them know that they're the one who are resisting me. This constantly happens in communication. So my suggestion, and this is something that I'm practicing every day, so I just wanted to share that with you, is whenever that I feel that I'm stomping into a dead end, and internally I feel either hopeless, powerless, and then turn around with that, with frustration, as if I'm not going through, I've learned to stop. Shut my mouth, open my ears, and allow someone else to be in, allow their talk, their thought process, their logic, the way they put things together to come in so that I can be in their world, although it might be very different than mine, have an understanding and compassion about what's going on in their world, see the view of the world from their perspective. It makes me grow. I will learn what it is about them that insists on being that way, or saying it that way, or wanting it, desiring it, whatever it is that they are adamant about having. I've noticed that when I open my ears, my heart, and compassion into allowance of a conversation to be, and willing to learn from it, and willing to negotiate and see what it is they want, and for me to come into that world. And after I've allowed that, then to ask and request for me to be heard, sometimes the allowance is there, and they will also have the ability, now that I've heard them, to open their ears and hear me out, or be willing to also learn from me. And sometimes they won't. They just will be feeling heard, but they don't give back that gift of doing it for me. Still, I've noticed that the points of negotiation in the conversation or moving forward with a conversation, even if we agree to disagree, it ends well. It ends with the concept of humanity, of connecting, hearing, understanding, and even if we don't come to an agreement, at least keeping our humanness together and remaining in the relationship that we have, knowing that we're going to be different in some ways. So how do you handle people you call difficult? Is to get off your own difficultness and allow the space for openness, for growth, and hoping that that way of being will also smooth the space to move forward with the highest level of regards for both, for them to respect you because you respected them. Thank you.
Togetherness Media. Togethernessmedia.com